Hey, and I'm finally back um, with a new episode. It took a little while for this one to be created because I've just been so busy with so many things, and now I'm starting to work overnight shifts at the job that I'm currently at. So I just haven't had time to to sit down and watch a movie and just record. But finally found some time at 11:40 at night on a Saturday. I like to do these during the middle of the day, but Um, I figured I might as well. I can do it now. I got time. Do maybe like 30. I mean, they're 30 minutes. How lazy can I fucking be, right? Uh, to not be able to sit down for like 30 minutes and just ramble on about a movie, not really going in depth on it, and just kind of saying, "Oh, I liked it. It was cool. It was a good movie. I liked it. It was cool. I liked it." But, um, yeah, I just been busy with first week it was just kind of a lot of like stuff on my schedule, and then right afterwards I'm thinking, oh great, now I'm working 9 to 6, and I wake up at 4 or 5 in the afternoon because I'm exhausted because what they're doing is moving around the entire store. But as a little update for anybody who doesn't know, I mean, most of my close friends listen to these anyway, so they already know. But also, this is the second recording that I did one before, a couple days ago. I want to say it was Saturday. No, today's Saturday. Well, technically, right now it's still Saturday. No, it was a couple. I think it was one of the days before I had to go into work. I saw the movie in parts. I saw it in two parts. I saw the first chunk of it, um, earlier this week. I want to say maybe Tuesday, and then I saw the second one, or the second piece of it on Wednesday. So I saw the movie. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do is try to watch a movie in like chunks, especially if it's like a 3 hour movie, um, and then do the recording like the other day. And I don't know what days you're gonna be coming out on. I was trying to aim for Monday releases for everything, like I was doing before, and hopefully once I'm done with these shifts, I can do that still, or maybe I can try to figure out something. I mean, I have they're giving me certain days consistently off, so I might be able to just do a recording like this and then upload it on a Monday. But this one will probably go up as soon as I post it because I've been late on it. Um, and then I'll figure out what I'll do for next Monday. Oh, I'm really burpy too. Sorry. I'm not even gonna hit pause on the recording. I'm just gonna get this done. Any little blemishes in the audio, I'm just gonna leave in. I don't really care. Um, but let me quickly tell you, because this is something that's been on. It happened the other day. It actually happened after I made the recording, and I was thankful that it did. Um, because then we're thankful that it happened after the recording, and I decided that I wanted to redo it so I can tell it on a new recording. I got out on Thursday at work. Thursdays, I think it's like into Friday, right? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I go into work on a Thursday from 9 p.m. and then go and get out at 6 a.m. on a Friday. So I got out at 6 in the morning the other day. And I mean, I'm exhausted because it's like we're moving around all this shit. We're moving around basically entire departments to make room for this new expansion that they're doing. And it's not like simple little things. Like, that's what I don't get really quick. A little side tangent is they're not just simply moving. That wasn't a fart, by the way. That was my keyboard. I don't know. It probably picked it up on the audio. They are moving entire departments around for an expansion for just like beauty products or whatever, because I work at a department store. And I don't understand why entire sections of the store are being moved around, like all the way in the back. Like it should be near the front of the store that they're putting this in. I can understand moving the items in that department into other areas and making room for that, but they are totally renovating the store. They are completely like creating a new face to it. Like, I hate it. I mean, I got staying up to date with like how the store looks and making sure it still looks modern and whatever, but God, it annoys a lot of customers. You get customers during the day, from what I heard, that are complaining that they can't find anything now. People who work the online department where they fill out orders to ship out of the store, get them ready for in-store pickup, are getting irritated that they can't find anything. And each day that we leave there's a giant chunk of the store that is just not done. It is just it almost looks like those videos of people exploring abandoned retail shops, like old shops that went out of business years ago, and it's just completely cleared out. I got a picture of one on my phone because I thought it was kind of neat looking, but that wasn't the story that I was gonna talk about. I went on a side tangent. I'm sorry. So I got out of work on at 6 in the morning on Friday. I'm exhausted, and I was listening to a podcast. I think it was one of Bill Burr's, and he was talking about like chicken sandwiches or something. And I thought to myself, man, I really want a chicken sandwich. I'm gonna go to McDonald's, but the problem is they don't have them ready yet because it's in the morning. But I'm sitting there like, no, well now I'm motivated to go to McDonald's anyway. I went there. I am still exhausted. I didn't even know what I chose at the time. I just looked at the menu and just saw what looked tastiest, look the best to eat. I don't and I chose I think like a medium number 6 or something like that. I look at the receipt as I'm like at a stoplight, and I saw it was like, oh, I got a sausage egg McGriddle. I never had a McGriddle before. All right. And I can just smell it in the car. It smells so fucking good. There's a hash brown in there. I ended up parking at a local Walmart parking lot at like it was at like 6:30ish at this time. Sun is just starting to kind of go up. It's still like slightly dark out, but the sun, it's just that it was like kind of raining the past couple days too, so it's not like a perfect sunrise. It's just kind of like the sky gets brighter, which I really like. And I'm just sitting there continuing to listen to a podcast, eating a McGriddle in a Walmart parking lot. And I'm telling you, like, as white trash as that sounds, it really is a vibe. You know, there's a section of this Walmart parking lot that I'm assuming they made for their Black Friday deals and whatever. So when the whole parking lot's filled, but it's empty like the other 364 days of the year. So I ended up parking over there. And like I said, I never had a McGriddle before. I think I might get them more often. I'm excited for this Thursday to go get another one because I never realized. I think to myself now, that is the perfect breakfast sandwich, right? It's specifically the sausage egg one. It's sausage, egg, cheese between two. I think they're like friggin' pancakes with like some sort of syrup inside. I think they said it's supposed to be applewood bacon or something on it. I didn't taste any, but then again, I was also just chowing down. I when I parked, I didn't even notice when the food like was in my mouth, right? It literally went. It was kind of like my brain was on autopilot. I parked, and then suddenly I noticed that I had it in my hands and I had a bite taken out of it. I'm like, oh, I'm eating now. Jeez, like my brain was just shut off from exhaustion, but oh, it was so good. And I say it's the perfect breakfast sandwich too because it's so soft and gives like there's no give to it, I guess I should say, when you bite into it, which sounds like a negative, but it just bite it. It's just so soft. I love breakfast sandwiches, but sometimes if they have an English muffin, I'm sorry, I can't talk, an English muffin for the buns. I don't like it when it's super toasted and I bite into it and then all the contents just spill out. That's what I loved about this. It was just like I bit into it and it stayed in one piece. It was just, I can't wait to get another one. I wonder if I might just skip Thursday and get another one tomorrow because I go into work tomorrow night. I guess I should say Monday because I go into work and then I get out the next day. It's so confusing. I hate this fucking schedule. Nobody cares about your fucking breakfast sandwich. We're here to hear about the movie. I know. Shut up. I thought I'd start things off a little lightheartedly since it's a pretty depressing movie. So yeah, I finally got around to watching Schindler's List. It was one of those that I put on Twitter for a vote. I'll be honest, I didn't really want to watch this one, or at least not now. I wanted to watch it at some point, but I thought I'd throw it up on the poll anyway, and it ended up winning. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll see it. I don't know why I didn't want to watch it. I think it was just because it wasn't on the top of my list. It was nothing against the movie. I guess it's just like I've seen so much World War II stuff and played so many World War II games and stuff like that, and you know, I know it's not specifically about the war. It's more like, you know, it's the side of Germany that they want to try to hide, you know. that they don't really want to acknowledge happened, but it definitely did happen, or conspiracy theorists. Um, but yeah, no, I think I was just like, and it's black and white too. I don't know. I guess I have this weird thing where I'm just like, I don't like black and white movies. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know why I don't like black and white movies. It's I never. If you put a bunch of black and white or a bunch of movies in front of me, and several of them are black and white, I'm not. I just figure I'm not going to consider them. But I think my mind was actually changed watching this. I think it was a lot of the scenes of Liam Neeson, like in the beginning where he's sitting there smoking and he's like looking over at the table full of the Nazi guys. It's the lighting on his face where it's dark, like on the back of it, but there's more bright light on the front of his face, and it's kind of showing his details. It almost felt like a perfume ad. You know what I mean? It seemed like any second now, because it was even like the camera slightly moving, and it's just like a perfect shot of him sitting there smoking a cigarette, and it really did feel like any second it was going to be like, oh, new fragrance for men, something. You know, my mock French is terrible. I'm sorry, and a little racist. But yeah, no, I love the black and white in this movie, and especially when there was like touches of color to really represent something that was like a important message or a very important detail. Obviously, the girl in red, or the candles that they were that they light for I can't remember what the celebration was. It was a Jewish holiday, but I thought that was really really nice. I like that. I wish more movies. I thought to myself, maybe that's why I don't like black and white movies, is that they don't do touches of color, because that didn't exist at the time. This was a black and white movie that was made to be black and white, not something that had to be in black and white. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It was created in a time where movies had color, but the creative choice was to make it black and white in order to put dabs of color in it for importance. And I like that. I think I like black and white movies that do that, not ones that need to be black and white due to the time that they had come out. I'll even admit that this movie, it touched me a little. You know, I don't get emotional towards movies. I mean, unless it's really important movies, or they mean a absolute shit ton to me. Like, I think the only couple movies that I think that I started breaking tears. I started shedding tears, or what's that saying? Is it break? Not break, win. The waterfall. What the fuck am I trying to say? I don't even. Why did I say break? I'm trying to piece back why I thought break was the appropriate term. And it's, if one of my friends will fucking listen to this and text me, being like, "Oh, did you mean this?" And I'm like, probably. I'm tired. I chose to do this at 11:40 at night. I mean, granted, I should be more awake right now due to the fact that I'm nocturnal due to this shift. But yeah, no, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked again. Yeah, and those movie. I don't want to say I started bawling, but I could start feeling a little teared up at moments. The only couple movies that I think have done that have been Avengers Endgame and Marley and Me. Of course, those two, you know what I mean? But no, I see why it is considered a powerful movie. With I know somewhere on one of these Wikipedia it says it's considered like the most emotional movie, or like the most moving movie. Moving movie. That's such a stupid phrase to say. I don't know if it's specifically. Often listed among the greatest films ever made, that received a universal acclaim for its tone, acting, especially like the main character or the main actors, atmosphere. I think it's considered most emotional. I think I'm just tied up on the word that I'm trying to figure out. Jesus, I some of the moments in this movie that I think pointed, it was mostly near the end that I felt really emotional. It was the point where Schindler is, the war is over. He is facing being captured and put into jail for just supporting the Nazi party. But he's looking around at everybody at the end there while he's planning his escape, thinking to himself how much he could have done more. How he was greedy in the beginning, and how like even little things that he had now, he figured he could have traded in just to bribe officers for more Nazi lives. You know, or not Nazi lives, Jewish lives. What the fuck? I'm sorry. He could have traded in for more Jewish people. You know, he was sitting at the pin, and he's like, this could have been like one or two people. That car easily would have been 10 additional lives that he saved. And I thought that was something that I'm sitting there seeing this guy, like, even when he did so much, it's not enough for him, and that was something that I thought was really moving. Obviously the God damn it. So I don't know if you noticed, I just suddenly stopped talking, but yeah, my audio just cut out. I recorded a whole piece that was talking about some of the Holocaust scenes and stuff like that, and the concentration camp scenes, and it just cut out completely. That's awesome. Yeah, I could go back and fix it, or not go back and fix it, but just like edit a little bit. No, I'm just gonna record right back off of it. It said here there was 2 areas where the audio just dipped, and it sounded the exact same. That was the first dip right there. So awesome, good. That's never happened during recording. It said there was like there may have been something extra processing that was being used that caused Audacity to just not work. Great, awesome, fucking fantastic. I think I was listening back a little bit, and I think I was talking about the ending of the movie, and how he was looking back at all of his greed and stuff like that, and how he could have saved more lives, even though he'd done enough. And Stern there was telling him that, I mean, he saved all those people anyway. Like, he saved over 1,000 people. Like, he did a lot for what he could do. You know what I mean? And it's completely fine. And he still should be honored as a great man. Yeah, that scene. The scenes where it's like the concentration camp stuff, I thought was really sad too. I mean, it's obviously a great that obviously happened, and I think it was a really great depiction of what had happened. And even then, the film didn't show the full extent of what had happened. You know, obviously, but I think it did a good job of showing just enough without being tasteless. You know what I mean? Because you can't really pull your punches, I think, when you're trying to show something like this, but you also just can't go overboard and just kind of turn the whole movie into it kind of deflects from the story, I think, where it's like you're just showing grotesque murder for no reason. I mean, I know that's what had happened, but when you're trying to tell a story here, the story of Schindler, I think it was good to show at least the horrific shit that's going on to the Jewish people. You know, I mean, it'd be something if this was just purely a documentary of what had happened inside the concentration camps. I think that'd be different, but it's supposed to be like I said, just telling a story. I'm just rehashing the same shit I just said. But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to just kind of give you yeah, it was a good movie. Like I said in the beginning, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page here, as I always like to do, find little things about the movie that I didn't really know. Does anybody else do that after they see a movie for the first time? They start kind of looking up stuff about the movie afterwards. I mean, I do that even with newer movies. I like to see what kind of information's out, the casting behind it, all that. Finding out that, your boy John Williams made the score, which I thought was amazing too. Yeah, I'm sitting there listening. I didn't even pay attention to like if it showed his name at the beginning, but I'm sitting there like, man, the score really is good, and it's emotional and it's moving. And of course, right at the ending, it said score by John Williams. I'm like, of course, the man he's a goat. He's the greatest. I mean, not even just for Star Wars alone. I mean, for Star Wars, come on, he's great. Let me see here. I saw something here for a second. Holocaust deniers. What the fuck? Development. Poldek Furferberg. I don't know. Is that the name? I shouldn't even try to pronounce, but I just did. He was one of the Schindler Juden. It says Schindler. They call him the Schindler Jews, right? Which seems like a weird thing to say. I think I looked up on the last recording too if Jew is a thing that you can still say. Wait, can you? Yeah, here it is. Still on my history. Can you say Jew? think it was I found an article that was talking about Trump talking about making a speech talking about his Jewish voters, and he kept trying to use the word Jewish, and somebody was like, "Just call me a Jew. Just do it. Just do it." You know. Let me see. Is it okay to say Jew? In the words of comedian Louis C.K., Jew is both polite thing to call a group of people and a slur. Dodgy associations with the word accumulated over the centuries of anti-Semitism have rendered Jewish the preferable, safer term. Writing in the New York Times, Mark argues that the verbal bias is evident in presidential speeches and everyday conversation among Jews and non-Jews alike. He speaks with Brooke and a bunch of hosted by. This is a very short. Wait, is this the actual? Is this the actual like interview? It looks like it. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but so it looks like. I mean, that's how I've always kind of assumed it to be. Was if you're using it in a derogatory sense, like saying "you filthy," should I say it in that sense? you filthy whatever, or just saying, "Oh yeah, that guy's a Jew." Yeah, my Jew friend. Oh, that sounds derogatory too. It doesn't sound right. I don't even really like saying it. I mean, at least over something that I'm going to be posting out there. Whatever. If I say it, it's not in a derogatory sense. But all right, what was I was reading the development. I just want to read where it says about the Holocaust deniers, which are the dumbest fucking group of people. I can't get into a really loud rant like I did in the last episode about how fucking stupid some animal rights activists are. You know, me being somebody who's so much for animal rights, seeing people who just kind of use it as like a it's like a personality kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like they're not really. I don't feel like their heart's in the right place most of the time. Like it just kind of seems like they're doing it so that they can seem like they're better than themselves. That's a whole. I shouldn't get into that right now, but yeah, no, Holocaust deniers are the dumbest. Are they flat earthers too? I feel like those go hand in hand. But yeah, what was it? Spielberg finally decided to take on the project. Oh, something came up. Taking on the project when he noticed that Holocaust deniers were being given serious consideration by the media. Fucking yeah, good. Make a movie that really sticks it to these fucking morons. Like Jesus. With the rise of neo-Nazism, also a group of fucking morons. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, he worried that people were too accepting of intolerance as they were in the 1930s. I feel like he was right. Sid Sheinberg greenlit the film on the condition that Spielberg made Jurassic Park first. Spielberg later said he knew that once I had directed Schindler, I wouldn't be able to do Jurassic Park. The picture was designed with a small budget of $22 million. As Holocaust films are not usually profitable. Well, weren't they fucking wrong? How much did this movie make? I mean, I think I said it had a pretty good score. Yeah. Oh my god. Budget $22 million. Box office $322.2 million. That's good, right? I think that feels like that's like a $300,000 profit back in 1993. Damn. I don't know. I feel like sometimes whenever I hear about a movie and it's like, oh, they put this much money and they got this much out of it. And it's like, oh, this movie made $400 million. And then somebody's like, that's not really good because I'm comparing it to this, new age movie that had like a budget of like $100 million and it got made like $10 billion. And it's like, oh, okay. Hey, dude, I would love to have an additional $300 million just sitting in my fucking pocket after if I made an investment of $22 million. With a budget of $22 million, I think they did really good. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Another scene in the movie that I thought was I can't even remember it. This is a mistake that I shouldn't have done. Where I watched the movie a couple days ago in 2 parts and then made the recording afterwards. I should have really just done it right after. I did that before with the Godfather series, and I think Wolf of Wall Street I did right after. I think I did that one, yeah. What was it? It was when I was reading this here. Oh, maybe I was just thinking about the scene, like the gore, I guess, or like some of the violence in the movie. How it looked disturbing to me. How, like, I think it was a lot of the scenes where if somebody got shot in the head and you could see it like just pouring out. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a lot of the shots too weren't those like cheap shots that they do where it's they shoot off screen and you just assume that the person's dead. I mean, I know they probably did that a couple times with the people that were hiding underneath like the bed. Uh, but most of it, I mean, it was shown. Not saying that it needed to be, but I think it was a probably good creative choice to show how ruthless these fucking Nazi pricks were. You know, development casting. It's just kind of like more of the symbolism and the creation, the filming. Themes and symbolism. The film explores the theme of good and evil using the main protagonist as good German, a popular characterization in American cinema. Well, Goethe, I don't know how that's... It looks like goth with like the two little things above the O. The Nazi asshole is characterized as almost completely dark and evil person. Schindler gradually evolves from Nazi supporter to rescuer and hero. Thus, a second theme of redemption is introduced as Schindler, a disreputable schemer on the edges of respectability, becomes a father figure responsible for saving lives of more than 1,000 people. And then it talks about like the girl in red candles, and I think that's what I want to talk about. I don't know if I got to yet. Was the girl in red scene where you see her walking around, and I saw that from like the cover and whatnot. I'm like, it's the little girl in the red coat. Then I never saw her ever again. And of course, like at the point in the movie, I'm sitting. I think it was on the second day of recording or watching the movie. I thought to myself, I haven't seen that little girl. Where is she? And of course, it was right at the scene where they're burning the bodies, and he sees her on a wheelbarrow, dead, being hauled off, and it's just really one of those like, oh god, oh no, Jesus Christ, like kind of moments. Let me read up on that. It's a lot of reading, and I don't want this just to be all me reading off of Wikipedia, because I would have just started a fucking YouTube channel of me reading dumb shit off of Wikipedia. Well, the film was primarily shot in black and white. The red coat is used to distinguish a little girl in the scene depicting the liquidation of the Krakow. I don't know how it was the ghetto. Once again, another thing I just can't pronounce. Later in this film, Schindler sees her exhumed dead body recognizable only by the red coat that she's still wearing. Spielberg said the scene was intended to symbolize how members of the highest levels of government in the United States knew the Holocaust was occurring, yet did nothing to stop it. He said it was obvious as a little girl wearing the red coat walking down the street, and yet nothing was done to bomb the German rail lines. Nothing was being done to slow down the annihilation of Why can't I talk? I think I'm just getting tired. I'm going to wrap this recording up soon. I'm sorry. This is probably worse than the second recording that I did. But I'm going to post it because I'm late by almost 2 weeks. I think more than 2 weeks. Jesus Christ. It's talking about the point of the little girl's dead body and red coat, stuff like that. The candles, I like that scene too. The opening scene features the family observing the Shabbat. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should just like click. Oh, it gives me really bad. It gives me no way to pronounce this on here. It's like all those upside down letters and shit. It's like, yo, let's use like a J and an upside down E and all this other stuff to show people. Oh yeah, this is how you're supposed to pronounce this, right? Or Sabbath, the Sabbath. I rather just call it the Sabbath. You know why? I don't need to say why. I know what. I don't need to. Uh, generals gather in their masses. You know. That was such a stupid joke. All right, now I was just talking about the Sabbath there, but yeah, it's observing the Sabbath. Spielberg said to start the film with the candles being lit, it would be rich bookend to start the film with the normal Sabbath, just say Sabbath service. No, maybe it was a mistake to say Sabbath first. Service before the juggernaut against the Jews begins. When the color fades out, the film opening moments, it gives into an open world of smokes. I can't read. It gives way to the world in which smoke comes to symbolize bodies being burnt at Auschwitz. I did not mean to snicker there. It was the fact that I just cannot read. That was really bad timing. Let's see. It's just more talking about like other symbolism. Man, the Wikipedia for this is a fucking lot. It's easier for like Wolf of Wall Street, where I could just kind of look up the funny little controversy. Oh, here we go. At the bottom, controversies. Controversies? Really? In Malaysia, the film was initially banned, with the censors suggesting it seemed to be Jewish propaganda. Of fucking course. Informing the distributor, the story reflects the privilege and virtues of a certain race only, and it seems the illustration is propaganda with the purpose of asking for sympathy, as well as to tarnish the other race. Wait, hold on. You think that this movie was made as Jewish propaganda, just not considering that this had actually happened, that this didn't happen in history, and even then the movie did not show all the other horrific shit that the Nazis did on top of the human experimentations. It didn't show people directly being gassed. You think that this is propaganda? The story reflects the privilege and virtues of a certain race only. What? You can't show this kind of stuff. You can't give their time to shine. After all the shit that's happened to them. Okay, no, that's cool. Of course, it's in fucking Malaysia. In the Philippines, Chief Censor Henrietta Mendez ordered cuts of 3 scenes depicting sexual intercourse and the female nudity before the movie. And the female nudity before the movie could be shown in cinemas. Spielberg refused and pulled the film from screening in Philippine cinema. Good. Fuck him. I had to put another pause on the recording because I could not figure out how to say the word abolition. It's fine. Don't worry about my retardations. It's okay. I was just saying here, after he pulled it from the Philippine cinemas, it prompted the Senate to demand the abolition of the censorship board. According to Slovak filmmaker, I'm not even going to pronounce that. It's something Herz, Juraj Herz. The scene in which the group of women confuse an actual shower with the gas chamber is taken directly, shot by shot, from the film. Something that he fucking made. It translated to Night Caught Up With Me. Herz wanted to sue, but was unable to fund the case. Really? Wait. Is that something I can look up? Just to see if it was A Night Caught Up With Me. Okay, here's the actual. Oh, maybe I should have used the actual film title because it came with like some other shit. Paste. Wait, here it says it's translated to The Night Overtake Me. Yeah, The Night Overtake Me. See, the kids, this is why they say never go on Wikipedia in order to look up your facts and information, which I still did when I was a kid. So go fuck yourself. Which I just look up shower scene where they confuse the scene. Oh my God. YouTube. Oh, it looks like it kind of was the same. I don't know. I found pictures here. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna look up the scene. Whatever. Try to sue a movie. Go fuck yourself. You're trying to sue Spielberg. Go fuck yourself. All right. Other things. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably other stuff that I could go here and pick through, which I'm not going to waste a lot of time on. I apologize. I'm sorry if this episode was boring. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about. It was the ending scene, the last scene where it's everybody paying tributes to Schindler's grave. That was another really good scene that I liked. And then having Liam Neeson go to the grave and put a rose on it, I thought was really good too. And I think I looked up too just to see if I assumed to myself that he put a rose on it because he didn't partake in saving any Jews. He was only an actor. He he isn't a Holocaust survivor, so it would be kind of like weird for him to put down a rock, and I assumed that was why. And I think I looked up later, and it said like he probably preferred, like it said he preferred a rose over it because he didn't want to kind of assume that position of being a Holocaust survivor when he wasn't, if that makes sense. But yeah, that scene I really liked. I didn't really talk about much about the movie here, did I? It was really me just talking about my shitty overnight shifts and then looking up stuff on Wikipedia. But I mean, yeah, overall, I love this movie. I thought it was really good. Another classic down. And on to the next one. I don't even know what the next one will be. I don't even know when the hell I'll fucking record again. But yeah, I'm sorry if this episode was probably more lame than the other ones that I've made, or if it was boring, or if I was just rambling, if I said too much or stutter. A lot of that kind of anxiety shit that happens when you try to record something. But I'll call it for this episode. If you want to check me out on Twitch, I try to Twitch stream there. I haven't in so long, so I don't know if that's even something I should plug. But if you want more of this, subscribe to the channel. Check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Untoten Slayer. Same as the channel name. So, yep. And that'll be it until next time. Peace out.